Good afternoon everybody and welcome back to Birmingham Wildlife Conservation Park for the latest in our Wednesday Facebook Live videos. Today we are going to carry on our alphabet theme. We're up to the letter H, and today we're going to talk a bit more broadly about habitats and kind of talk about how we kind of try to replicate natural habitats as best we can for the animals that are in our care. So as ever, feel free to send in any comments or any questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. Otherwise, yeah, I will just try to tell you all a little bit about what we do here. Hi Mary, good to see you watching today. Hope you're okay. Right then guys, so habitats are general little definition of a habitat is just the kind of the place where an animal lives, really. You know, the area, the terrain and things like that they live in. Hi Judith, good to see you watching. Hope you're okay. So yeah, like I say, that's the kind of broad definition of a habitat, where an animal lives, what kind of, temperature parameters, terrain, vegetation, all that kind of stuff. And obviously we, do our best to try to replicate that as best we can here at Birmingham Wildlife Conservation Park. And today I'm just going to take you around a couple of examples of, different things that we do for different species that have got different needs. So we thought we'd start with the Tamarind Conservation Centre here. I'll focus on the indoors here, then we'll quickly have a look outdoors, and then we'll probably go and have a look at the reptile house and some other little bits and bobs like that as well. Hi Judith, hi Ellie May, good to see you both watching. Hope you're okay. So yeah, like I say, we have to try and replicate as best we can the natural habitats of the species in our care. So in here we've got a number of small primates. We've got golden-headed lion tamarin, titi monkeys who are in front of us here, and then emperor tamarins as well. Obviously these guys are found in South America, and the middle of Birmingham is not quite the same as the lush rainforests of South America. So to kind of replicate habitats and things like that, we provide, for all the species that need it, we provide heated indoor accommodation. So obviously we've got our, as you can see, we've got our heaters in here, just to keep everyone nice and toasty in the winter. And, even in the summer sometimes, you know what the British weather's like. And obviously, indoor accommodation provides a nice, safe shelter for our animals. Helps them get out of the weather and things like that. If obviously in the wild, they most likely don't have a building that they can pop into, but they would be able to go and kind of shelter themselves somewhere. So we need to make sure we provide them with that shelter as well. With our indoor accommodation as well, we do also try to make it as semi-naturalistic as possible. As you can see in here, we provide plenty of branch work for them to kind of replicate the trees and things and the canopy that they'd be travelling about in. Obviously we provide all their food and water requirements as well, as you would expect. Hi Sue, good to see you watching. Hope you're okay. Hi Liz. Emperor tamarins are great. I do agree on that. With their moustaches, I'll try and get one in as well. Try and get one of our emperors in shop. So yeah, it's really important to provide these kind of naturalistic environments for our animals, to allow them to live as kind of natural a life as possible while they're with us. And by providing quite a complex naturalistic environment, it allows the animals to be able to kind of show those natural behaviours and keep themselves busy, for want of a better way of putting it, but keep themselves busy and keep themselves stimulated mentally and physically. So we will quickly pop outside and just show the outdoor area. So obviously it is a miserable wet day, so everyone is staying indoors, but our tamarins do have access to their lovely lush outdoor enclosure here as well. The agoutis are still out and about on the floor. I don't know if you can see one there. And by providing, our tamarins in this case with these big natural trees to climb, all the plants and things to go and forage in and find bugs and things like that, and to hide in, it provides them with that mental and physical stimulation that they do need. We do supplement the natural aspect with rope work and branch work, as you can see, but we feel it's really important to try to provide things as naturally as possible. So yeah, as you can see, our tamarins here have got access to all these trees here, and these guys are a very good example of trying to provide as naturalistic an environment as possible, really. We will quickly move next door to the red panda and just talk a little bit about him. He is fast asleep. I don't know if you can see him up there, fast asleep on his climbing frame there. So Judith, the tamarins will go pretty much right up to the tops of these trees if they wish. They've got full access to the whole of the trees. So yeah, in the summer months especially, they spend an awful lot of time up there. Hi Kath, hope you're doing okay. Good to see you watching today. So yes, like I say, talk about the red panda here. So this is also, trying to provide a naturalistic environment, but it's a little bit different with our panda. As you can see, the big tree that we've got for our panda does have a collar on it, so we don't actually let Mo up the tree, mainly because when we had our previous female Amber, she'd get poorly, and to make catching her up easier, we stopped them going up the tree, and as soon as we stopped them going up the tree, Amber stopped getting poorly. So yeah, we put two and two together, and we think something up there didn't agree with her. And yeah, since then really we've left access, left them without access up the tree, and we see that it doesn't really affect the behaviour of Mo and Amber and all the cubs that we've had here since. Never really affected their behaviour too much. You can see we still provide nest boxes, so that's the shelter I was on about for earlier. And then we've also got plenty of planting and vegetation in there alongside the climbing frame, which obviously gets a lot of use from the pandas, being a mostly arboreal species. Having the thick vegetation, as I'm sure you all know with Mo, his favourite bush is the one in the corner over there, behind that nest box, and he, if ever you can't see him, he's normally in there. So by having the vegetation and the nest boxes, it allows the animals to go and have a little bit of privacy, a bit of shelter. If they don't want to be seen at the moment, they've got that option to disappear, which is very important for them. Like I say, with that mental, that's more a mental stimulation side of things. If they don't want to be looked at, they can disappear, which is the important thing. Oh, thank you, Judith. Yeah, we are quite proud of our enclosures. Really, we do think they do the best for our animals, which is the main thing. No, he doesn't mind the rain. He will sit out in it. Bless him. He was in one of the nest boxes first thing this morning, so he's I think he got a bit sick of it overnight, but yeah, for now he's sat out in it. Right, I thought we'd just pop into the reptile house because this is quite a good example of a lot of different species with differing needs in a small space, so we can talk about quite a few little different bits and bobs. So we'll look at our Uromastyx here, and Uromastyx are lizards found in kind of desert regions of North Africa. So obviously they need something quite different to say, the rhino rat snakes who live next door, who are, arboreal species found in the forests of China or Vietnam and that kind of thing. So you can see we, have differing setups for these species. So different substrate, different kind of enclosure setup. So a very rocky setup for the Uromastyx with a sand substrate compared to much more kind of branched out enclosure with a mulch substrate for the rhino rat snakes that are next door. It's not just kind of enclosure furniture that we have to think of with these guys. Also depends on temperature. So Uromastyx generally have are found in areas which are much higher temperature. So the temperature of this viv is not a lot higher, but it is higher than the rhino rat snakes here next door. And then even things like these basking lights that we've got, which we use to provide UV light to our animals. They're a lot more intense here for the Uromastyx. They're a lot lower because they're used to more intense levels of UV radiation from the sun, as opposed to the rhino rats, where they are more up in the ceiling because they aren't quite so intense. So yeah, that's quite a quick, easy way of doing a quick comparison of two different species that have differing needs, which is really important. So obviously different species also need different things, just in terms of, I'm talking about the otters really. In terms of aquatic species, they require their water to go for a swim and things like that, allowing them to show those natural behaviours as ever. And as ever, the otters are not about, hiding away somewhere from the rain. Can't see them indoors either. But yeah, it's important to provide aquatic species with those the opportunity to swim and do all the things they'd usually do in the wild. Also, obviously, has kind of health implications as well for them, which is really important to keep on top of as well. Right then, guys, so we will start calling it a day there. If you want to just send in any final questions, because I think I have kind of covered all the bits that we tried to do here at the park. We will go and have a look at the bush dogs, just so I can talk you through another couple of little bits. But other than that, I think we'll just be looking at every enclosure over and over again, saying the same kind of thing. So we will wander around to the dogs. So yeah, feel free to send in any last minute questions, as I say, and I'll do my best to answer them. We'll still be here for another 5 minutes or so get them sent in. So yeah, bush dogs, found in kind of grasslands and forests in South America. So we provide them with a fairly open enclosure, although we've got plenty of planting and vegetation in there for them if they wish to go and have a hide about. The older pups have started playing tag around the clumps of bamboo, which is quite nice to see as well. But yeah, it's important to provide them with a naturalistic enclosure. I think they're all in bed at the moment, but then that shows the importance of having a shelter, having somewhere they go and feel comfortable and secure. The reason actually I wanted to talk about the bush dogs is because even though you try to provide them with everything possible, they will still do their own thing. So as I'm sure you all know, we've got a litter of 3 youngsters at the moment, and even though we provide them with one outdoor nest box, one indoor nest box, they decide to still dig a nice little den just to the left of the house there. Don't know if you can see the entrance there, just on the left hand side of the house. And that's where they feel most safe and secure when they've got pups. So yeah, you do all you can, and they still do their own little things. But again, that's showing that natural behaviour, which is really important. Oh, sorry guys, I've missed a load of your questions. Try and come back to them now. Oh, no worries, Zena. Yeah, hopefully we'll see you next weekend. That'll be lovely. Hopefully the weather will be okay. Maintenance team, Judith. Well, we do have a maintenance team as such, but he's also kind of the assistant manager and one of the keepers here. So yeah, pretty much all the maintenance is done in house, and mostly by him. So yeah, it's all pretty much like I say, done in house. Just pop in with Pete. There he is. So again, with Pete here, you can see we've got the UV light, which is that strip there, and then we've also got the big patio heaters, which keep them nice and toasty in there. Oh, thank you, Pat. No, I'm glad you enjoy a visit to us. It's yeah, like I say, we're quite proud of our little place here. So yeah, I'm glad you enjoy visiting. Best time of day to see red pandas, Caris. So Mo can normally be seen all day, because he's normally in the bush in the kind of front right hand corner of the enclosure. If you want to see him up and about, he normally gets fed around midday. We haven't got a set time, but it's usually around midday. And then normally he's actually active again towards the end of the day as well. So you know, in that last kind of hour, half an hour before we close, he normally gets a little bit more active as well. Oh, personal favourite enclosure for me, Judith, is probably, I do really like the tamarin enclosure that we started with. I just think for the species in there, it's just really great for them. It's pretty much all natural. They've got the opportunity to climb extraordinarily big trees for species of their size. I think it is something special, that enclosure, the space that's afforded to them. So yeah, I'd probably say the tamarin enclosure there. Right, sorry, just coming back to the questions. We do take on volunteers, Pat, so I'm not sure what the process is, but I think if you go on our website, I'm pretty sure there's something there about volunteering, so yeah, feel free to have a look there, or just on your next visit, just ask at reception, and I'm sure they'll point you in the right direction. Bush dog pups, Cathborn, on the 4th of January, so they're just over, well, they're pretty much just 2 months old now. Yeah, we've got 3 pups doing really well. Yeah, starting to be a bit more visible and a bit more adventurous. So yeah, no, they're doing really well. Let's have a look at the gentle lemurs because they're actually out and about. Sorry, yeah, pandas. No, we've still only got Mo. Not sure what the plan is with the female arriving now. She was due to arrive this week, but unfortunately it has had to change, just on veterinary advice. So yeah, unfortunately she's still not on her way. But once she is here, or once we've got a date set, we will let you know. But yeah, it's still just Mo for now. And yeah, sorry guys, I've focused on this empty lynx enclosure. Not empty lynx enclosure, she's in here somewhere. But this is another enclosure I do really like. Obviously your Asian lynx found in kind of forests of Europe. And this enclosure, it's not as overgrown as it used to be, which is probably a good thing. But we've got a nice level of planting in here. And then this end down here is allowed to be taken over by bramble and things like that, to allow Nala a bit of cover if she wants it, and things like that. So I would guess she is To be fair, I'd guess she's actually indoors today because of the weather. But if not, she'll probably be hidden in the bramble here somewhere. She does have a little spot kind of just to the right of the big pine tree, which she does hide in. She has started going actually underneath the platform there as well, because she's got that bit of bramble there as cover as well. So yeah, it's it's important to provide the animals with those little bits and bobs. And also, I mean, as I've been going around, as you know, with our site, we've got a lot of natural vegetation around anyway, which is great for native wildlife as well. Lots of bird life. I've spoken before of the bird life that we've got on site, and things like that, which is really important for them. So yeah, that's an important part of things as well. Oh no, that sounds great, Kath. Yeah, it'd be good to see you. No, definitely come up before they get too big, and you can't tell who the pups are. Bless them. Yeah, I was trying to work out the pups we had last year are 9 months old now, and they're bigger than the parents. So yeah, they do grow fast. Bless them. Right then, guys, I think we will call it a day there. So thank you very much for tuning in. I'm glad the rain almost held off. At least it's not too heavy, and it didn't affect the video too much. Thank you, Liz. That's a lovely comment. Thank you very much. No, it's very kind. We do our best. That's all we can do. We do our best. Right then, guys. Yes. So thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back same time next week for the letter I, which is a bit of a difficult one to work out what we're doing, but I think I've got a plan, so we will see. Otherwise, I will make it up on the spot. But yes, as ever, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you again next week. Cheers, guys.